Hi, I am Elohim. I hope that you can watch me or listen to me. Um, I'm trying to make videos because it's really more easy to share that use my blog, and I think that is a format that the people really like much more. And every month I receive a lot of questions in my blog and my mail about different things, and I promised to you the other year, exactly 1 year ago, that I go to share with you some posts about different facts that you ask me. But like I promised to you, I just can speak about things that I really know. So if you can add something new or something different or something amazing about something, I prefer don't do it. So I don't respond the questions about tarot or divination because this is not. I am a tarot reader, but I'm not the best tarot reader. I know that a lot of people out there is totally more qualified than me in that fact, and I respect their job, so I don't go to make a video about the tarot because it's not, nobody needed, because you have a lot of people out there who are really doing a great job about it, so I don't really feel that I need to add something new about, and I like respect the job of other people. But some themes that you asked me, I really like it. Like uh, speak about out of body experience, astral projection, and uh, workers, the people who work in dreams. I really like this because I have all my life experimenting with this, and I don't have a speech. You know that I don't like memorize speech. I really don't like it. I just prefer speak. I just receive a lot of mails. I see my mails. I have exactly 216 mails asking me different questions in the last 7 months, and 94 or 95 of them are about astral projection, because I speak a lot about this, or I refer a lot about this in my posts, in my blog, in my videos, in interviews, and in my blogs. So I just decided that this is a good fact about what I can really add something probably new. I'm not an expert, but I have a lot of experience about, because I share this same interest all my life from when I was very child. So I resume all your questions in here, and so I just put this in order. I'm going to probably do a lot of videos about it, like maybe 4 or 5 videos. And if you can add something new, or if you want ask me something new, you can do it, whatever you want. And I'm going to start this video speaking about out of body experience and astral projections. And out of body experience is, in my experience, when you can put out of your body your conscience on, or your soul, or your spirit. This depends on your religion, and this helps you or let you move around different worlds or planes or places in this or another worlds. This is very interesting. So I start what and why. The what is astral projection? I think, in my experience, because I read some books about it, but I don't really like these books. I feel that don't really speak too much. Don't are very practicing. Are much more are. They just add so much theory. So it's like don't really tell you what you are looking for. It's just more theories. But in practicing, I started having this very strange dream when I was very child, And first I was having dreams when I just was sleeping, and I dreamed that I was out of my body sometimes, or I can feel like I was next to my body. It was very weird, and I was a child. I was very nervous about, because I don't like the doctors, and I was thinking if I speak about it with my dad, he go to bring me with the doctor immediately. So wow, it's very hot here because it's summer. And one day I just decided to speak about it with my sister, because my sister, she's a psychic and she's amazing, and she has some strange feelings about it. She asked me about how I was sleeping the last nights. She always have this like this strange ability that he can literally tell you what do you was dreaming last night. She just was you. She just see you, and she tell you what you are dreaming about it and what this means. She's an expert in that. I'm not. I am terrible about it. So one day she just asked me about it, and I think, I'm not sure, but I think that I have in that moment like 9 years or 10, no, probably 9. And she speak with me about it, and she immediately tell me, oh, go to speak with my dad, he has some experience about. I was like, okay, I'm going to speak with him. He go to bring me with the doctor, because I was very sick when I was a child, every time. So my dad, when I speak with him, oh, I have these last nights, for different weeks, I have these dreams. I just feel like I'm sleeping, and when I'm sleeping, it's like I am really wake up and I can see my body next to me. Immediately after that, I just wake up. It's very strange and it's very rude, and this made me feel very nervous about it. And after that, I start to have more strange dreams about it. And he immediately smiled, and my dad, always so wise, he immediately tell me, oh, go to speak with your mom. She know a lot about this. I was like, okay, very nice. So I go to speak with my mom, and my mom, when I told her about, oh, I have these dreams, blah, 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 she immediately say, oh, you too, your older sister and your brother, and they have the same thing, but we in my country, in Venezuela, we say caminantes, and in Turkey, where is my family, they say atleres. That is the people who can move into different worlds when they are dreaming. And I was like, okay, and what do you do about it? And my mom literally told me, oh, you never go to control that. This is impossible. You need to learn how to live with that, because this is much more go to your control. This is impossible to control. This is impossible to study. And this continued repeating for a lot of time, for a lot of years. And I start to feel like anxiety. I start to feel anxiety, and I fight with anxiety for a lot of years. And so this just was worse every time. When I was in the military school, that really dark times, I was a lot of times I just fall asleep in the school, in the classes, because I really can't sleep in the night. Because every time I have these terrible dreams, I was looking like a zombie because I really can't sleep. I was so pale and sick, and always I was feeling very weak. And after that, I remember that I discovered the internet, the amazing and loved internet. And in internet, I found a lot of info about out of body experience, astral projection, and moving to dreams or something like that. So I started to study about it, and all the people just say, "Oh, you need to practice meditation, you need to practice yoga, you need to make a diet of organic fruits, and just don't eat meat. You need to focus in your inner energy and blah 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 blah." All of this was very psychology stuff, but no was very magical or esoteric or energetical stuff. That it's like when you take a book and you say, "Oh, this book, this person who write this really know about what are speaking." When I was in internet, I just found a lot of info that I was like, what they are saying? They probably never dream the things that I dream. Probably they really don't know. This is just theories and theories and theories, but nobody really practice. But I remember that I found 2 or 3 books in the library. At that time, I think that I was 13 or 14 years, and I found some books about it. A lot of them was just theory. But I remember one book that is from probably an American author. I don't remember the name. If I found the book, I promise that I go to share in my social media, because he really know about what he was speaking. He say, "Oh, when you are sleeping and you feel these things, you just wake up and you are next to you. You can see your body next to you. You start to scream, and after that you just really wake up in the middle of the night, in the middle of the dream." And this is very traumatic when you are a child. And it's more traumatic when you speak about this with your family, and all of them just say, "Oh, this is pretty normal. This is usual. This is a routine," and it's not a routine, and it's very traumatic. And after read some books about it, I start to feel like, okay, it's not just meditation, it's focus in this kind of meditation. And it's not make yoga, it's start to focus in how your brain focus in your mind, work with your mind. And when you start to work with your mind, you can start to have some kind of power or domain about it. After some time, I start, that I always speak about it. I was practicing Wicca, some kind of eclectic Wicca with a coven in the country for 7 or 8 years. And at that time, was very difficult, because in this path, when you are in the path of the magic, you go to find a lot of amazing people who really know about what they are speaking. Really amazing people. But sometimes, not always, but sometimes you go to find some people who really look like they don't have really any idea about what they are really speaking or teaching. And some of these people sadly write books about it without experience. This happens a lot when you are in covens or magical groups. I was in this group with nine persons. One of them was me, and I remember that every time we make a reunion, and I suggest to them, why we don't practice something different? Why we don't start to make a powerful spell or a ritual for energy or a spiritual session? I hope that you can understand what I am saying because I'm trying my best, I swear. Or why we don't practice something like astral projection, these kind of things. Maybe we can try. I remember that all of them was like, oh, this is just fantasy. This is not real magic because the magic is just energy, and all of these things energy, and you just believe in fantasy, and you just believe in monsters and demons, and this is not real, and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, I am rounded for very full people, sadly. So I led this group after some years because I really don't have so much friends. So I was with them because I don't have any other option. After some time, I start to feel that being alone is better. When I was with this group, I meet to Manuel Alejandro. I call him Manu all the life. Manu really, in the reunions, he always say, we can try, and all of the people say no. But Manu always support my idea. When I led the group, he started to practice with me, and he literally told me, I never have any experience like you about it, but I'm very interested in that. We start with meditations, we start to, in some way we made our own kind of exercises, different routines, and some kind of mantras and prayers for try to channel this energy that we have, and trying to focus in how we can really do it. After a lot of time, because I always think that my real power is that I am very constant when I really like that. When I want to have that, when I want to learn something, I'm really focusing that. And we both of us, we was working in that for 8 months. During these 8 months, I remember that the first 6 months, we really never has any effect. We just try and continue trying. And my dreams continue being more clear in some ways, or more constant too. But he just don't have any feeling about it, but he continued trying because he believed in me. But the last 2 months practicing, he started to have the same feelings than me. He started to have some very different dreams. One day he just come very pale to the class, and he was like, oh, I had a terrible nightmare last night. I was sleeping and I started to feel very cold, and when I wake up, I was literally in the sink watching my body under me sleeping. I start to screaming, and I start to looking for help, and I can move, I can make anything. So after some time, I just fall from the sink on my body, and at that moment I just wake up crying. I wake up crying, and I cry all the night, and after that I pass the rest hours trying to don't sleep because I don't want to continue feeling this. When he told me that, I was like, oh, nice, welcome to my world. And we continue practicing. So after some time, he just decided to not continue, but he really advanced. And in some part of the training, this was practically a training, he really, in some ways, he advanced so fast that I think that he was better than me in that way. So for me, this is an example that really don't care if you are the son or the daughter of a powerful magician family. This really don't care, because when the people focus and make that or something powerful like that, the people can do it. And this guy just wake up this energy inside of him. He, after 2 or 3 months, he just decided, and he say, oh, I don't want to continue with this because this is very difficult for me. I feel tired all day, I feel so anxiety all day, and I can sleep good some nights the last time I passed like 3 days without can't sleep, but in the day, in the middle of the class, we have a test, and in the test I just fall asleep in the test, and I passed like 4 hours without can't wake up because literally I was in the same classroom, but I was out of my body. I don't want to continue with this, so I don't go to it. I say, okay, Manu, I go to continue in my way. You continue trying to not making this more for you. So for me, this is out of body experience, and this is some kind of astral projection because you literally put your conscience out of your body, and after some time I passed like other 3 years practicing, and with the time I discovered a diet focused in vegetables and red fruits like strawberries, because authors say, oh, with this diet you can strengthen more your own psychic energy. The first time that I read it, I immediately say, this guy probably don't know about what they're speaking, a diet about vegetables. But in the end, I just tried because I read it again and I was like, okay, maybe I can try. Really, this don't help to make a better astral projection, but I remember that this helped to focus more when you are doing a meditation for some. I really don't know why. I can't tell you why. But I remember that I tried and this was good. This was really good. So I started with this diet. I passed the next 7 days eating all the red fruits that I can, especially a lot of watermelon. That was amazing. I think that was my best week ever in all my life because I was eating watermelon every day with vegetables and meat and other things. And these 7 days I was practicing some kind of new meditation because I read some books about Sai Baba that was totally out of my radar. I was like, who's this guy? I'm not very fan, but I think that the books have some kind of interesting facts about meditation that you can read. But I'm not very fan of the character. So I never write a book about astral projection because I feel that I have much more to learn than teach. But I think that I have some experience about it. I passed the last 15 years, I think that much more, practicing. I remember that in Spain, they have the School of Astral Projection or something like that. And they are very popular because they really teach with the practice. They help to you to make this kind of move out of your body into different worlds. Now, also out of body experience and astral projection, my next point is what is, I think that is that. I mean, I know that a lot of authors can say, agree or disagree with me. All of them have different theories about how what is and how works the astral projection or the out of body experience, but some of them, you need to read it and note who really have some experience about it, because we have a lot of information about astral body, astral projection and astral world, but not all of this info is pretty sure in some ways. Why this work? I really don't know why this work, because I meet people who are amazing in this practice. I meet people who pass a lot of years trying to do it, but they have some difficulties about. I think that the psychology or psychology. I really don't know how to pronounce that word. I think that psychology and this have too much in this practice. Also, I meet this guy Ulysses. Ulysses is some kind of warlock sorcerer who clean auras, and he really know a lot about these things. I remember that Ulysses one day we were speaking about it. He had some practice in the studying the astral body and the astral world. He really moved very fast in the astral world. He learned so fast and he practiced and he's amazing. And he let me know one day, oh, if you clean your aura and the space around you before to do the meditation, to go out of your body, you can have better effects, move faster in the astral world and in the other worlds. I was like, other worlds? And he said, yeah, because it's not just the astral world, we have a lot of worlds that you can visit. I was like, pretty nice. Maybe he's crazy or maybe he has the reason. And I did it. I clean, I make aura cleansing or aura cleaning or something like that. He smooshed around to me with a lot of smoke and with sage roses and peppermint. I think that was peppermint. Yeah, it was peppermint. He made a cleanse of my aura and he cleaned my room. We do together a meditation in there. I was feeling a little freaky about it, but this happened. He just fall asleep immediately. And I meditate, I breathe, I make this exercise to breathe very deep and very slow 5 times, pronounce a word that you focus that this word represents the power to go out of your body, like a personal mantra that you need to make for you. I create this word and I practice a lot. Every time that I meditate, I say, oh, this word is for go out of my body. So every time that I focus in that, I just pronounce the word, and after the meditation, I go out. And we was in the room, he fall asleep after the cleansing, and when I see that he was sleeping, really sleeping, I feel something like moving my arm. But he was smiling in front of me. After that, I just continue focus, I breathe, I pronounce the word sometimes. I breathe again very deep and very slow 5 times. I pronounce the word again. I do it for 3rd time. And after that, I just fall asleep. I try to fall asleep. This takes some time, like 6 minutes. After that, because in the years, I learned that the secret, much more than the magic and the psychology and all these things, is found that the way that keeps you between sleep and wake up, between both of these things. If you found a way to keep you in the middle of this before fall total asleep, you can move out of your body, your conscience or your spirit or your soul, how you prefer to say. I use the word soul because I believe in the soul, and in my tradition, in the shamanic tradition of my family, a spirit is a totally different thing, and the conscience is, for me, is a different thing. And when I was in my astral body for first time in all my life, I see another person next to me in the astral world, and was Ulysses, who was next to me in the astral world. He was in the same room. I can see his body in front of me, and I can see his soul next to me. And in the astral world, he teach me much more. After that, I start to work with him and with his girlfriend and his next girlfriend, and about it, because this for him this is like his reason to live. He teach about, and it's pretty amazing. And he always told me that the best way to learn how to move in the astral world is learning in the astral world. He said, "Oh, what do you go to found in the books? This is just theories. You need to go to the practice, and in the practice you go to learn how to practice, but you don't go to learn in the books." I remember that he told me that, and for that reason I always focus so much more in the practice and less in the theories in my books or in my blogs or in my life. And he teaches other things like levitation or psychokinesis, but this is not really my domain. I just speak about things that I really know or I really practice. And after that, I continue learning, I continue practicing, and he teach me how move between different planes, different worlds, different paths, and how you can recognize of the other people in the astral world when they are wake up or they are sleeping. And he teach how you can move into the world of the dreams or into the world of the spirits. That when I start to practice with him, I was thinking that all of these, the astral world and the world of the spirits and the world of the dreams, all of this is the same thing. I was thinking that. I was wrong. Because with him I learned that all of these places are totally different places. The astral world is a place, the world of spirits is a different place, and the world of the dreams, that is pretty interesting, is a totally different world. Note, a little note, in the astral world, the orange color, orange, I don't have nothing orange next to me, no. Well, the orange color really don't exist in the astral world. This is very strange. I don't know why. But the orange look like golden in the astral world. I don't know why. But it's curious. It's just a note for you. I have other points. I just take all the questions and I try to organize in a way that I can read and speak about it. A lot of people go to tell you that this don't work. A lot of people go to tell you that the socialism is good. This don't mean that it's true. So, if the people who come to tell you, oh, the astral body, the astral world, the spirit, the magic, and all of these things really don't exist, probably these people don't practice or never try to practice in their life. So just ignore them, and if you wanna try to do it, try. But you need to know that you don't go to learn how to do it in one day, because this takes a lot of time, much months, much years. I meet some people that learn how to do it in just some months, but probably because they have different energy or because they are stronger in some ways, probably they have a strong character. For example, this guy Manu, I was practicing for some years, for a lot of years, months, I try to say. In that time when we was finishing the military school, Manu had a very strong character, a very strong personality. He's this kind of hero of the class. He was a fighter, and I was much more pacifist than now. I was the hippie in the military school, so probably this have something to be with that fact that he can move into the astral world in a very fast way, faster than me, because I really don't have in that time this very strong character or a strong personality. And now I continue being like that. I continue being a pacifist. I am very hippie, but I think that in some ways I am more strong for experience, but I'm not trying to act like, oh, I have this amazing character. No, I don't try. I don't care. But because I am, like you see me, I am very pacifist. I am very slow. And he was different. Probably for that thing or for that fact, I think that he can learn and practice so fast, and was like, how you can do it in just 6 or 7 months when I have all my life trying to do it. But also we was passing a lot of months practicing this, so probably this have something to do or something to be about it. Next point. I got it. When I never was in Brazil. I never was in Brazil, but I know a lot of people from Brazil because in home the family practice a lot of Santeria, Candomblé, Kimbanda, Umbanda, Brazilian Voodoo, and we have a lot of people from there. Actually, how I can say this in English, I don't know, my padrino, he's from Brazil, and he barely speaks Spanish. And when I had the opportunity to go to the Amazonas, the Amazon, in the Amazon, I speak a lot about this experience because I did it a lot of time when I tried the ayahuasca. I don't recommend try to do it if you have anxiety or if you practice some kind of astral projection, because this is very complicated and it's very difficult when you try to do the ayahuasca. It's very difficult back to your body. This was very traumatic because the first time that I tried ayahuasca, I was very young, probably I don't know to say how young I was, but I was younger, and I tried ayahuasca at the time with some cousins because my uncle prepared it in the Amazon. And after finish the cup, if you tried ayahuasca one time in your life, you know about what I am speaking. When I finished, and all the people was like dreaming in the reality, I was totally lost in a very dark world, very dark and totally cold. Was for hours, and I literally passed all the night, all the experience thinking that I was dead. That I was like, I'm dead, and I wanna cry, but I can't. I wanna move, but I can't. I can listen anything. I can watch anything. I can feel anything. I can feel like I am breathing. I really don't know, but in some ways I continue thinking, so I'm not sleeping and I'm conscious in this moment, but was very complicated experience. I tell this to my uncle, and he was like, "Oh, this is a different experience for each people. Maybe the next time will be better. The next time, don't was better. After the sixth time was better, because I learned that when you try the ayahuasca and you are in the other world and you also have some practice or power to move out of your body, it's very easy to you go to a darker side or something like that. I can. I'm back. I'm back with my yellow light. I have a problem with my smartphone, so I need to cancel the video in that moment, but I'm back. Uh, we were speaking about the ayahuasca, and the next point was because someone asked me about what happens if you are trying with the ayahuasca and also trying the astral projection. This was my experience, but probably a lot of people have experienced different to me. And the next point is in the metaphysics, you found some books where they say something about a silver chain or a silver rope that connect your body with your soul when you are moving between worlds. And I meet a lot, not a lot, I meet some people who tell me about it, who say something about this silver chain that connects your body with your soul when you are moving around. But I really never see that silver chain, but I meet some different people who say that, and I don't have reasons to don't believe to them. But in my experience, I really don't see them. So uh, probably it's different in any case, or maybe this depends of your visualization or something. But I really don't. I read about it, but I never see it in the experience, in the practice. But this don't mean that this not exists. Maybe some kind of people can see it and some people not, and probably I can see it. I can't. But I really try. I do some exercise that are designed to see the silver chain in union to your body when you are between sleep and astral project. But I really never see this in the other side. But this probably just depends of the people who are practicing or depend of some kind of visualization or something. I really don't see it. And someone asked me about it. Uh, I don't know what book say that, but someone said that in a book you read that the people who make astral projection can move between in inner the paints or some kind of arts or in the walls or something like that. I don't have that experience, but someone told me something about it in the past, a practitioner, but I never see it, and honestly I never try because it's very difficult. Because if if you this is more easy to explain for someone who practice and can understand it, in a different way. But if you don't practice or don't have this experience in your life, let me tell you something. When you are, in my experience, in my case, when I am in the astral world, you move like, it's like if you are in a pool full of water, but you really don't feel your own weight or the body. You just feel like you are flowing in the water in some way, and it's very difficult to move. You can move it in some different ways, but it's very difficult to explain. But I never try to go inside to a paint, so I really can't note if this is just folk or this is reality for the point of view of some practitioners. But in my case, I never see that. And techniques about meditation and dreams. I braid a lot before to sleep when I try to see it. When I was a child, this was like I don't want to have this experience, but now it's more easy, and now for me it's very normal. And what I do is when I'm trying to do it before to sleep, I always try to make a tea, herbal tea, whatever flavor you prefer, anyone. And don't sugar, because you need to keep your vibe very, very low and slow in the same way. You can't feel like you are drinking a Red Bull or a coffee. You need to rest, you need to be in calm, you need to be uh, totally relaxed. Take a shower, cold shower preferably, and do a meditation for 5 or 10 minutes. For me, this is enough. I don't go to tell you, oh, make a meditation for 1 hour or for 2 hours. You don't really need it. I think that with 5 minutes of meditation is enough. After that, you go to sleep. Remember, breathe very deep, very slow. Keep calm. Don't feel any kind of fear before practice, and trying to focus, trying to in some way programming your mind, telling you that you don't go to totally sleep. It's like I don't go to totally sleep. I'm going to be wake up, but in the other side. Trying to program in your mind, and this don't go to work the first time or for the first weeks trying every day, but go to start to working in some ways after some weeks or months, or depending of you, maybe can be years, but you don't need to give up for that, because every person learn and practice in a different way in a different time. So don't don't feel angry or don't feel some kind of anxiety if you can do it in the first time. Um, yeah, this is about the next question is because I think that 2 years ago I made a post about the practicing group. Yeah, we try to practice in a group, doing some kind of astral projection workshop in Venezuela in a group of 6 persons. The first persons with experience, the first 2 or 3 times this don't work, but after the 4 or 5 time this really work. This for most of the people in the group. I remember that one of the girls, she can project, but she can do it when she are alone. We have constants of that, but when we are in the group, she just can't do it. Probably she was nervous um, or feel some anxiety, because when you are working with a group and you don't have experience with a group, your vibe is totally different. In my case, I always prefer work alone. I don't feel comfortable in groups, but if I have mm, if I am in the situation that I need to work in a group, I do it. I have some experience about it, but I really prefer work alone. And probably for her this happened. I think that she, her name was Laura in case of she see this video, because I remember that she speaks English totally better than me. And yeah, and you can try to practice in group if you want, but I recommend you work alone. I think that's better for you and it's more easy, relaxed. It's better in that way. Um, Secrets about astral projection, I don't really believe in secrets. It's like every time that you read a post, a book about the secrets of the magic, of the secrets of astrology, the secrets of witchcraft, the secrets of blah blah blah. The astrology have thousands of years existing. How much secrets that you really believe that they can have in there? The magic, I mean, I don't believe that are secrets. I believe that are techniques that you go to found in your path, and don't always the same techniques work for all the people. So you need to sometimes try with different things. I don't have a secret for the astral projection. I have techniques. I try to breathe. I try to meditate. But like I told you, I am working in this from when I was a child, and A lot of books pass for my hands in all these times, and every time that I see a group, a workshop, or a video, when you can see people or read people speaking about it, I immediately go because I want to have the perspective of other person, because some people tell me amazing stories about their own experience, and usually they are more interesting than mine. So I try to continue learning, but yeah, is that I don't believe that are a secret about it, because not all techniques work for all the people. I can tell you, try to meditate and breathe. Probably you don't need it. Probably you can just as a project outside in the moment that you want, and other people just can do it. In my case, after I remember when I have 19 years, after my birthday, I tried to teach to my mom how I did it, how I work in that, how I control this thing. And for most that she tried, she just can't. But in my case, this work and work very good. So this depends of the people. Like, don't all people work with the empathy. Some people is very empathic, some people is don't, and some people who is not very empathic, they are trying to learn about the magic of this, and they try very hard with the words, with the workshop, with the learning, with the books, and they just can for some different reasons. So don't all techniques go to work with all the people. You can try, you go to found spells and rituals in different books. This depends of you. If you want to try, just try and try the different ways. Try to select or choose 2 or 3 different techniques and trying to implement these techniques to you, and you go to find what works for you, because what works for you probably don't work for me, and what works for me probably don't work for you. So I don't believe that we have secrets about it. Someone asked me because someone had dreams about it and he feels some anxiety. Yeah, you go to feel a lot of anxiety after that, because it's like your body trying to balance in some ways the energies, that because you know are different things, your spirit, your mind, your body, your astral body, and all of them are connected the most part of your life, and in some ways you are trying with so much exercise, with so much practice, trying to separate one of them. And it's like you take a bone from your arm, you take it, and after that you put again your body need to heal. I think that is something like that. And when you learn how to put your conscience outside, it's difficult for your body try to take it again. So yeah, you go to feel a lot of anxiety, and you go to feel probably very hungry and angry all day, and for some days. I live all my life with anxiety, so yeah, you go to feel that. In my experience, and not just my experience, the people that I meet who practice this have anxiety too. It's pretty normal. So just continue trying, and don't eat much sugar for that. Pain, yeah, you go to have some pain. You go. The first times I remember that when I start to control this, when I was younger, I feel some kind of vibe in this part, just on my neck. I feel something like vibing in there. Was very weird, and after that I started to have a lot of pain in my back. A lot of pain was terrible. Uh, After some time, the pain in the back just don't appear more. But with the time, I just start to have this terrible pain under my eyes every time that I do it, and this pain continue for some reasons that I really don't know, but I continue learning. So it's a little masochist because every time that I go to do it, I know that I go to have this pain in my eyes, but I continue doing, and it's very complicated because the next day, every time that you see the sun or you see the light, this bothers you a lot because you feel that your eyes want to explode. Yeah, and mm, yeah, books about it. I if I found a good book about it, I go to recommend you my social media. But if not, for this time you can try to take some books about it that you can find in the library and try different things. Like I said before, because don't all things go to war for all the people. Every time you go to find something new, is like uh, when Ulysses teach me about clean the aura and the room before to try to practice the astral projection, and this worked for me. I start to do it more usual in my life, and this really worked. Maybe it's because the energies really flow and this lets you go out and your aura feel more comfortable, feel more clean. So this let that your astral body go out. So trying to practice different things. I don't go to tell you that this is the secret or this is the technique. I don't go to do that because I don't feel that we have a secret key for make astral projection. And I have a question that I ignored before, that was about the dream world. I'm going to do another video other day about it because this is very longer in this moment, and the next go to be much more long and boring, probably boring because I am very boring. Just that. So if you want to ask me anything or you want to add something in the conversation, just please let me know. If you see the video, if you don't like the video, I just do my best. Bye. Bless you. Love you.